99% of the time, I flat out lied to you about why I wanted to get you on the show tonight. Just saying. And they lied to you too.
By omission, I guess, because we didn't really set it up this time.
Dusty told us to.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, okay. All right. Dusty told us to. Lord.
Blame on Dusty. I see.
That's fine. It's not the first time. All right. So
they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Interest of the greater good for me to smoke a joint and calm down.
I am the greatest. He'll fall an eight to prove that I'm great. And if he keeps talking Jack, I'm going to cut it to 5.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ville Chillin' Podcast. Today, we've brought back people we've talked to. We've talked to Dusty a few times now, and we had the chance to talk to Jeff and Karie last year before Via as well. And then we also saw you at the festival, of course. Last year's piece was awesome. I just got the detail on the Bugs Bunny and Gossamer and everything. It was awesome, especially last minute having to take over another square.
They only ever come to do one painting. They only ever sign up to do one, and every year they do two. And I just, at this point, you might as well just sign up for two.
You know, it's funny too, because I was talking to Jeff earlier, and I said this was the first year, like when we did the second square, we actually incorporated it into the first one, so it was just like one big, huge piece. And it was like it looked really cool too.
That was cool.
It did.
You might consider maybe like, taking like 3 or 4 artists and say, hey, you want to do a double and, make some extra money on it or something. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 spaces or double spaces, I don't know.
I sign like my big sponsors to like my, yearly artists who I've known for 5,000 years. And I can't imagine if I were to be like, hey, I need more money. I mean, I would because it's my job, but you're like, your artist wants to do 3 10-foot squares. Maybe like,
I'm sorry, Dusty, I was just trying to give you some more responsibility.
I needed more work. We just had this conversation.
Oh man!
I mean, you've got one artist. I'm sure she could probably do like 8 spots in the.
Kayla.
Yes.
Kayla.
She's
amazing. She's so fast. It's incredible.
She signed up and at the bottom of her artist thing. Oh no, I got a text message and she's like, I signed up. I'm just letting you know I'll do more than one. I'm like, girl, I know.
It's like you know when you have those empty spaces, who it is you can reach out to. So, and I don't know what it is. Are we cursed because no one ever shows up?
True story. Like I don't think anybody has showed up since
like, there's no one here.
Look, I put rules in it. Like for the first time in festival's history, I got some rules now. So maybe we'll not have these problems in the future. What were your guys' thoughts? It was for sure Via.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really liked how there was a lot going on. There was a lot to do, a lot to see and experience, but it didn't feel like overcrowded or something. It's a big enough space. The kids can run and play. And it was just awesome. Everybody was so nice. I really liked the music stage.
Music was awesome.
Yeah, some of those kids being able to get up there.
Art, every bit of it. Annabelle really loved the bubbles too.
The bubbles,
she couldn't stay away from the bubbles.
Yeah, the kids definitely loved the bubbles, especially when he would get up there and use the extra big one. And then, of course, Annabelle liked doing her own bubbles. I ended up buying one of the kits from them because she loved it so much. But yeah, we're excited. She's excited.
Sue and Joe are fabulous. That's Enchanted Rainbow Bubbles. I probably messed that up. But anyway, they're fabulous. They do the Kentucky Renaissance Fair. They do a bunch of different charity events. They've been with Via since we moved it to Louisville back when the dinosaurs were around. And they're just such a cool thing. Like it's bubbles.
Yeah.
Who
Well, and they
doesn't love
have,
bubbles? Yeah, everyone loves bubbles.
especially when you're
I don't trust
getting
the person
dozens
doesn't
of them.
like bubbles.
Right.
Right. And
They were
Right
so
there
funny.
on your
This year,
friendship
or
thing
this
right
past
here.
year, I rented these guys outside the bathroom. And I was
yeah.
like, I came out of the bathroom and I was like, dudes, I know you guys. And they're like, we know you. I'm like, come see our shit. So we all went to go see our stuff that we had all done. It was really cool.
What was so funny is I had everybody on high alert for you guys. I was like, look, they're two podcasters. I've seen them from here up. Like, I know what their faces look like. Trust me, they're going to have a little girl. They're going to look like they're spellbound. You'll be able to pick them out in a crowd. Like, I probably had 30 people looking for you guys because I knew I'd be on my golf cart and I'd probably run you over before I saw you.
I forgot to look for you guys. I forgot that you guys were coming. I was just like so wrapped up with my wife doing her t-shirt booth over there and everything, and getting back over there and trying to coordinate people that were trying to load the truck when I didn't want them to load the truck. I was like, I gotta wait on this truck. Don't put anything on there. And then you guys, like, you just walk through and it was like seeing your teacher out of school. I was like, one of those guys from someplace, and I was expecting you to be there, and they're like, these guys are looking for you, and I was like, oh yeah, it's you guys. When you get old, man, the white hair is not a joke. It sapped all your memory out of your head.
It was really fun. It was really fun. It was awesome to see everybody in person and be able to actually meet. And I mean, we had seen everybody. We walked by the art numerous times on both days, and so we wanted everybody to be able to do their thing, especially once we saw you had another square to do. So we know that takes some time.
Yeah. No.
So I have a challenge for you guys this year. So this year, when somebody asks you what Via Colori is and what it encompasses, I want you to try and explain it because you've been there. And then I want you to like really struggle with trying to explain it because, as I said, you don't know until you show up.
Like I said, there was so much to do, but I think that's so cool because there's something there for everybody. And then the marching band was just about fabulous.
To say, just randomly just showed up. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love a good surprise.
Yeah, it was cool because we were up on the walking bridge too when they started, so we got some video of them from up there going around the whole venue or the whole space. It was really, really cool. And they did amazing.
And then the stars align and magic really comes out. And like they called me and they were like, "Can we just show up and play?" And I'm far be it for me to say no. You're not gonna set anything on fire. We're all good.
And I think, didn't we see a video of them later that day at the skate park?
Yes, they made it to the skate park too. And
they went from us to the skate park to a bar. And so they were just in the area and they were trying to fill their day. So they were the Detroit Party Marching Band, they were fabulous to work with. Yes. It's the first time I've ever worked with them, but they made it so easy.
Are they coming back? Are we going to get them this next time around?
If they call, I never look, man. I don't know. I just run the event. Don't ask me hard questions.
This is really just a flyby.
I'll tell you what, I'll get right on that for you.
Yeah, like who would know that answer? It's 187 days. I usually don't find this out until like 2 days before, and I'm like, sure.
Well, you were supposed to sign up the same day that we're finishing up.
I do not.
Are you signing up for next year? I was like, I don't know. It's like she always warns me like 2 weeks. Hey, you're getting ready to miss out on this thing. I was like, I didn't sign up for this a year ago.
Look, I
signed up. That's amazing.
I signed up early this time, though. I think I actually signed up and got a booth and everything.
Because, like, for real, in the last couple of years with Girl Scouts involvement and the event growing, like, I run out of spots. Like, I do. And so I'm like, oh, please sign up. Or I put it out. It's at least the end of January. It's like 3 months later. I'll let everybody have a nice holiday before I start bombarding them. Then I'm like, sign up.
You tell me. Oh, I already signed up. I'm like, no, you didn't, because Dusty just told me that you did not.
I swear to God.
Years.
I'm like, no, you didn't. You did not.
You're like, that was last year. I was like, yeah, probably. You're probably right.
And I've actually done his sign up for him before, and then it has like
multiple
all these
times.
questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say multiple times.
And, like put it on there. Like I don't know. And then I went to his Facebook and actually stole a picture and put on there one year. But like, there's the artist picture. So probably the best artist picture you have is when I put on there.
Yeah, I was probably 23 or 24 years old in the picture.
I think so.
So that might look a little different.
Website, you were like, I don't know, right out of high school or something. I'm like, why did you send me this picture? And I just put it up. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay, so we're here talking about Via Colori, the Street Painting Festival. We're 187 days. We're super excited. I'm so glad to be invited back to the podcast. Artist signups are up, vendor signups are up. We are at 60 some artists already in April.
Wow.
Like, so we're over halfway full.
Okay, so you have like 150?
48.
148. Okay.
148. That's it.
And you get two of those. That's a good problem to have, though, being able to know that at least most of those artists are going to show up, and it's better than the alternative.
I mean, Jeff and Kayla and Karie would be doing half of them, so it's not. It's going to get done.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? I will say, like,
I have to get down there. It's getting done.
We do see like this same artist like show up like year after year after year. Yeah. And we will go through and be like, hey, we saw you last year. You did this. I know Clay Mata is one of them. She's actually come out there and done the early morning stuff there. And Kayla's been out there and done the early morning stuff when we do the 5 a.m. out there. At
God bless you for doing those ridiculous o'clock in the morning things that we need done.
5 o'clock in the morning. Yep.
Coffee and Girl Scout cookies at 5 o'clock in the morning, man. It's
Breakfast of Champions.
Look, all I know, last year when you guys did it, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. So the news will have us on their morning shows just to fill you guys in. And so we find out like a week before, and it's usually have to be there at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, this year it happened a couple times, and like they one of the stations wanted us to be there at like 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, right? So Tanya's fabulous and she coordinates all that, and the media is wonderful to work with. But I showed up this year to the office. There were donuts I have never seen donuts. They were as big as a bike tire. Like, I've never seen donuts that big. I was like, I need to get up earlier.
That's it.
That's funny. I think I saw one of those clips from either Wave or WLKY last year that I think Tanya was in it. It's really cool too. It's really cool.
I think we usually do WDRB. They didn't do it this year. I think it was WLKY that did it this year.
We kind of do them all at some point.
Yeah, because it's like Keith Kaiser guy that's out there in the morning.
All I do is show up because I'm so busy. I'm doing things at storage and all things. So everybody's kind of separate. I've learned to delegate. But so like I got there and I'm not kidding. Like I was like, I'm these donuts. I don't even like donuts, but they were, you could swim in them. So there are perks. There are perks to showing
There's
up.
perks to being at the Girl Scout office at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and I just went to work. I'm like, okay, I'm here. Might as well go work. I'm done. I'm good for the day. Right? I drove all the way out here. I might as well just go to work. But working for Girl Scouts has been amazing. I've been there. It was a year in February. Of course,
Congratulations.
Come work for us. I'm like, okay, I'm going to come work for you guys. And amazing organization, amazing people. You meet, just all kinds of people that are very excited about building great futures for girls. And I just love it. I absolutely love working there. So
it's my favorite time of year, right? So it's Camp Scholarship season, part of what Via funds. So we fund financial aid and camp scholarships. And so that's where the money goes from the festival. And it's girls are applying for camp scholarships. So I'm like crying every day, reading the stories and the thank you notes and everything. So it's, very emotional, but I also get to go to camp and like get to see what they get to do. And so I love that it all ties in, right? So I get to run this amazing festival with all these really cool people. And then 6 months later, I get to see why behind the running the festival. Like it's so I can't even describe it. Like to be able there's my dogs. There are lots of events, and sometimes they don't get to see where the proceeds go, right? So, and people who come to the festival don't get to see where the proceeds go. We get to see it, and that's like the even cooler part. Like we're raising this money for this organization that does these amazing things for Girl Scouts and girls and leaders, and then we get to see it. I don't know. That's another piece of the magic of this festival is that like instant ability to see that it's doing good.
That's your reward. I mean, you deserve it. I mean,
my reward is being able to yell at people from a golf cart. Like, I don't need anything else in my life.
NASCAR driver.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm good. Like that's my big. What's your exciting thing that you do every year? I get to yell at people from a golf cart. Like it does my Philly girl heart good.
There you go. We get to spend 2 days crawling around the ground and having a great time. So there
I don't miss that.
And I tell you what, though, it is, and you
painful. The word you're looking for is
the people coming around being like, you're there and you're working, you're doing this thing, and all the people coming up and saying, "Wow, that looks really great," or the little kids running up and saying, "Hey, it's Bugs Bunny," or whatever you're doing. That is the best part of it all. It really is. And spending time with my brother, which he's kind of, it's my brother, but
yeah, we have a great time. Especially like, I said when we started out, I was going to try to do some, serious art, all these people, it felt kind of like, I don't know, use that many artists together. There's egos going around. It's got to be some kind of competition. And then I realized, no, everybody was there to, this is, hey, everybody getting together, and everybody was giving us tips on everything, on how to do everything. And now we really have aimed towards the younger, kids, because it's just, see an adult like, oh wow, that's pretty, whatever. That's one thing. But seeing a kid jump up and down, oh my gosh, it's Scooby-Doo. Yeah, that's no way. You can't get that from any of your art.
What's it like? Because I remember my first Via, and it was 17 years ago, right? It was a totally different experience than what you guys got to experience. What was it like that first year for you? Like back then, like compared to now?
Go ahead, Karie.
I mean, it's been 10 years. I think you've been with the festival
11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
Been 11 years. I know one of the first things was that I remember walking around and like going around and seeing what other artists were doing, like while Jeff was like doing his thing, and coming back and going, they're painting with the chalk. And then like, we got to figure this out because this is really cool. And he's like, they're what? And so then he went around, he's like, that is really cool. So the first, I think maybe
while my hands were bleeding.
Yeah, we did like
the first year, everybody does it.
And then like the second year we did a little bit sun painting, and then like by the third year we're doing like the mixing it and then doing the chalk painting, which we've it's graduated from then, but it was really just walking around seeing like what everybody else was doing and how everybody interpreted different and how we could do it and improve on what we've done. And I know Jeff loves tell the Cookie Monster story. You got to tell the Cookie Monster story.
Yeah. So I told you guys this last time I was on, but bears repeating. Like I said, I was trying to do something really artful. I was doing this butterfly and eye thing, this painting that I had done. I was going to recreate it with chalk, right? This should be no problem, right? And so I'm over there, and literally my fingers, I didn't have fingerprints for like 3 months after that, and they literally
that's a Via Colori rite of passage, by the way. Those of us that started way back in the dark ages of Via, before pool noodles and socks and paintbrushes, we all had no fingerprints. We could have, done it, and we could have robbed anywhere, and they wouldn't have been able to find us because nobody knew it.
And
you need to go through that too. I believe that you.
Yeah, and it was a street.
It was do it for a while. You can come back an hour after their fingers are on, tell them how to do it, but you have to go through that rite of passage. But so I'm creating this thing, trying to do this artwork that is going to be wiped off the street. Just being so serious about it. And this guy next to me, he's over there and he's just got blue just all over the place.
It was a girl. It was Patricia Adams.
I don't remember who it was. All I know is they stole any thunder that I possibly could have had because they just did basically 3 big circles that made a Cookie Monster. And
it was fabulous.
Kid that walked by was just like, oh my gosh, it's Cookie Monster. They're jumping up and down. They're so excited. And they walk up to this. It's like, it looks like a butterfly. And then it just walked off. I mean, the amount of time that we got somebody looking at our art after spending, it was only a day back then after spending all day on it. 5 minutes out of 1,000 people over there. I'm like, we gotta up our game, sis. We're getting smoked by Cookie Monster over here.
I think that's
it's so funny. I mean, I wish you guys could have seen it like way back in the day. Like, first, it was on a road. Nobody knew anything. I remember when I was an artist and I learned that lesson too. I was like, I'm gonna do art. And I can't even do art. I pretend to do art once a year. And then I was like, I guess I was probably 4 years in and I'm like, this is crazy. I'm just going to do the entire Hungry Little Caterpillar.
There you go.
I don't even know. Cause you kind of lose your mind with it after a while. And you're like, I'm going to do whatever I want. It doesn't matter if it's perfect.
No, and there's some just incredible artists. I mean, you saw them come back, year after year, since it wasn't Elizabethtown and artists that we kind of started out with and how their game has developed and how they're so much better, now than what they've had. So the whole event as a whole over the 10 years has grown in not only the artistic ability and all of the extra things that Dusty's added into it and all that. It's just all has risen in its level of an event, in my opinion. I think that it has. But
what was the art for you guys? Like, as you were I'm flipping the tables now. I'm going to interview you. Like, what was your impression to be able to see it from start to finish? How does that comprehend for the general public?
For me, I think what really stood out is the fact that there's such a mix of the artsy stuff and the kid stuff. There was so much of it just right next to each other, just walking down the sidewalk and then out by the water. There was just such a mix of everything. And it was just really cool to see that. It looked like some of the Girl Scout troops even had little squares, and they kind of just all did their own little thing. And it was really fun to see that and see them pouring that into it too. I thought it was just really cool. All the art was awesome from start to finish, and
Jack liked the pizza.
Yes, loved some Spinelli's. I probably spent $100 on pizza that weekend.
I'll be back next year. Yes. I've already signed up. You are welcome.
Perfect.
That was craving Spinelli's last night, man. So
oh my gosh, that was Spinelli's.
Yeah, Spinelli's is awesome.
When I saw the truck pull in, I was like, Spinelli's Pizza is here. I was so excited.
We're devoid of pizza here in Litchfield. It's like a Litchfield pizza wasteland. So we go to Aries there in Elizabethtown. And that's why I started to say is that when I come into that circle now, I've always like this is where the car from Supernatural was sitting, and
we did that one.
Yes, I love that thing.
Out and stuff. It just takes me right back there every time that I go there.
Do you remember the year we had the dragon?
Yes,
full size toothless dragon. There's this guy who in Indiana who built Toothless the Dragon. I mean, and it was 8 feet 10. I mean, it was like a full dragon. He brought it in on a flatbed, I swear. He had to have. And he brings them to conventions and Comic-Cons, and Justin knew him. And so Justin was like, you got to bring your dragon. And so this dude rolls up with this giant dragon that we just sat on the square. He can't bring him anymore because now, that was a lesson learned. Weather and concerns about it. I think one year we had a 40-foot Stay Puft inflatable marshmallow man. Those those guys came from West Virginia, and we learned lessons there that you shouldn't have 30 feet of inflatable Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on the river with water and wind. So like there are like pieces through the history of Via where we're like, whoa, how cool is it to have that? And then we're like, oh gosh, it almost killed everybody. Like if that thing were to like, it would be like a Macy's Day float, like collapsing on the whole crowd.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
I was not very smart.
I forgot about the Marshmallow Man a few years ago.
What was the funniest was, so we had the Kentucky Derby duck. My friend worked for Herbert House at the time. And so we had this giant duck, and then we had this 30-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And I remember in like the real serious logistics meetings that we had back then, because we were really professional. Like the true story, like now we're like emails, everybody knows what they're doing. But back then we were like, we have strategies and team meetings and all these things. And I remember Justin sitting in this really tight meeting going, well, we can't put anybody by them because what if they light a cigarette and it just goes up in flames? And I'm like,
no.
Oh my gosh, I never thought about that.
Oh, no.
So like these are the conversations that people have missed over the years. But like, I don't know. That's why I'm always like, tell me what I want to hear everything.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what makes Via what it is, because you just never know what to expect. You don't who's going to be there, like who's going to show up in costume, like what. I mean, both days are so different than the other, because it's like you may have Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman's always there. And you may have mermaids one day and you're going to have the whole cast of Star Wars the next day. You just know, you don't know. And I
remember the year Godzilla was there?
Huh?
Some dude showed up in a whole Godzilla costume. It was like 10 feet tall. I was chasing them around. Let's see, 4 years ago, I had every year the Via nightmare. Every year. It's classic, doesn't matter. It's terrible. I don't know. It could be crazy. I haven't had one in 2 years, but then again, I've had other things. But so the one year I remember just like posting on Facebook, here's my Via nightmare. We were all at the waterfront. Everybody was painting, and all of a sudden dinosaurs came out and started eating all my artists.
No.
Like, I mean, it was horrific and awful. So literally, like, my team, like, I was standing minding my own business with my golf cart, and out of nowhere, there were like 10 inflatable T-Rexes that like ascended upon me. It was horrible. It was like my nightmare all over again.
That's funny though. I like that connection.
This is the one thing I always wanted to do. I'm like, I want to do like a flash mob dance at Via and just like blow Dusty's mind. But
I wouldn't care.
I can't. I'm not that planning. I can't.
17 years into this. Don't set anything on fire.
He flash mob dance. Can't be the only one dancing.
Don't step on the artwork.
I know all of 5 people, so it's never going to work, but okay.
Oh, well, Annabelle loves to dance, so if you need a backup.
There you go. I need like a dance team. That
girl needs to grow up and just be on my staff.
She's funny. She's so into it too. Like you mentioned people dressing up, and last year on Saturday, she saw somebody dress up, and so when we went on Sunday, she had to wear her little rainbow tutu and a unicorn horn. Yes. So it's so funny. She loves just getting into all that stuff. She loves dressing up, and she loves the art. There's chalk all over my sidewalk outside from her. She'll just spend 10 minutes outside with chalk. So it's really fun, and I think that's what makes Via, or one aspect that makes it so great, is that you can have just as much fun as an adult as you can as a kid, because there's literally something for everybody. You got beer and Spinelli's, and then you got bubbles and live music. So
everything.
And bubbles.
Exactly.
We were blowing stuff up last year. That was our first exploding experiment in our STEM zone. We were blowing those. I thought those ghost rockets. I don't know if I'll be able to top that this year. I don't know. We'll see. It was really cool. Year I meet with a couple of girls, and I'm like, great, what do we got? Like, can't ruin anything, and it can't be toxic. Those are the ground rules for the STEM zone.
And
nothing can blow up.
The media team that the Girl Scouts did, the actual Girl Scouts going around and interviewing, I mean, we got interviewed, so we made our interviewee debut, I guess, at that point.
Nice.
It was just really cool.
They did awesome.
They did so good.
They interviewed a dog.
I saw that. That was fun. Well, that was a fabulous dog. We saw the dog. His tail was all rainbow or purple or something. That was really cool. We saw him. The owner was really tickled about that too.
There was 1 year I had a pet costume contest. So I don't know, somebody gave me a bunch of pet stuff to give away, and I was like, let's do a costume contest for animals, because why not? And I'll never do it again. And just imagine like all these animals dressed in like Halloween costumes, but at the same time, the Basset Rescue of Kentuckiana was there, so there were probably 30 Basset. Like, I don't know. Oh, and rabbits.
Oh, wow.
One brigade. I keep trying to get like more animal rescues involved, because every year when they bring animals out, they all get adopted. We had a puppy kissing booth 1 year. All them puppies got adopted.
Oh, that's adorable.
I remember that.
And see, Annabelle.
If people don't, like, I can't bring a bunch of animals. Like, first of all, I have a Kia, but you know, like if somebody wants to bring rescue animals or bring information, I'm 100% on board. I'd love a traveling zoo to just show up, but I think there's probably permits for that.
I'm definitely not going to be bringing any rescue animals to Via, because if my wife is involved in transporting them, we will have them at our house before we ever get. Well, this one just needs some special attention, like now. Somebody else can do this. No. We just got another rescue, like kitten.
Oh man,
some kind of thing where it was like all, just the saddest thing you've ever seen. She's running around and doing well now. I don't know.
That's so cool, though.
Thousands of dollars later.
I know. We just got a kitten too, not too long ago. His eyebrows.
I saw that. I've seen that on Facebook.
The eyebrows. Yes.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
There's more cats, and my friend called me. And
He's like, with eyebrows.
I want a cat. I have plenty of animals. And she's like, I have a cat with eyebrows. And I went, oh my gosh, you do not. And she's like, I do. I was like, send me a picture of this animal. And then she sends me this picture, and I called my husband, and I'm like, I'm getting a cat with eyebrows. And he's like, as long as it's not like a giraffe, I don't have to build anything in the backyard.
Is it a female cat?
No, I don't even know where he is. Grits. His name's Grits. He's white, and he has just these black eyebrows.
Yeah.
So, like, what's his name from SCTV and Schitt's Creek? What is that guy's name?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that.
The comedian. Oh, I can't.
He was on American Pie.
My wife would name it off like that, but I can't think of his name.
Gene Levy with the eyebrows.
I think that's it.
Gene Levy is definitely the guy. That's who I'm talking about. Gene Levy.
Oh, I know who that is. But yeah, like that. Except his name is Chris.
It's a girl. You could have called her Brooke Shields.
No.
Oh, Lord.
His name is Grits, and he's normally very needy. I don't quite know where he is right now. So
usually, yeah, mine's in here, but I don't know where she's at. She's somewhere.
Bandit's asleep behind the screen, so he's just snoozing.
Yeah, I don't even have anybody on my. Oh, I do have somebody on my cat tree. There's a cat up there. I have no idea which one.
So it's really 187 days to Via?
Yeah,
that's what the website says.
187 days until the 17th annual Via. We are almost at old enough to vote. Last year we hit old enough to drive. Next year we'll be old enough to vote. We're hedging on being 21, but we're at 17 right now.
Oh my God. That doesn't just seem right, but I guess it is.
I only feel old when I look at how many years Via's been around. Like, some people are like, I feel old judging by how old my children are. I'm like, I feel old judging by how old my festival is. My festival is older than my daughter.
Right.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That dude's old. I just turned 60.
Because he turned 60 this year.
Yeah,
We had a birthday party for him.
I'm turning 50 this year. I feel it.
You're turning what, 50?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. I'm like way older than you.
I'm leaning into my bog witch era. You know, you're gonna see me at Via. I'm gonna have like the swamp hag thing going on. I'm so ready. I actually found the best costume for Via this year. I just don't know how I'm gonna fit it in my golf cart.
That must be one crazy costume.
Oh, it's the best thing I've ever found. I don't know. I have to really think about it.
You just never know what you're expecting Via, so you don't know.
Exactly.
You just never know.
And I have to tell you, you guys have known me for a long time, and you guys have known me for a year or so. I think it's about this time last year. So
I've known Dusty since 2010.
I'm honest 99% of the time. I flat out lied to you about why I wanted to get you on the show tonight. Just saying. And they lied to you too.
By omission, I guess, because we didn't really set it up this time.
Dusty told us to.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, okay. All right. Dusty told us to. Lord.
Blame it on Dusty. I see.
That's fine. It's not the first time. All right. So I emailed them about a month ago, and I was like, I need your help with something. And it was something big. And so Jeff, there's this committee that meets in March, and there's a group of people who make suggestions, and then a committee meets, and then it's got to go to our fund development committee for Girl Scouts, and then from there it goes to Maggie Elder, our board of directors, or our CEO, after it's cleared everybody else. And so I just we're bringing you on because I thought it would be a really cool way to announce that you've been selected to be the 2025 Via Colori featured artist.
Awesome, Jeff.
Yay! Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Hey.
Speechless. That's the exact reaction.
Wow.
You broke my
She made me an honorary Girl Scout and gave me a T-shirt. Now you upped it a level.
And you're a green champion that we all got last year. So yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Honored. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I'm honored. I mean, just seeing the people who've been selected before and been a part of this, that's wow. I'm humbled.
Look, it is so well deserved. I'm going to say this. I have to pitch the featured artist, once everybody's kind of made their decision, I have to pitch that to all the important people that have to say yes, right? And I couldn't ask Karie for insider information, right? Because I didn't want either of you to know. And so I had to think about 10 years of knowing you, 11, however many, it doesn't matter. But I was like, it was so easy to do. It was so easy. You support nonprofits in the community. You're a fabulous artist. You lean in every time I ask you for help. You create think about it, 22 pieces of art that's temporary once a year, because you always have to do more than one. I don't even think your first year you get stuck with one. I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll go with it. And so it was a no-brainer. When we really look at featured artists, they have to embody what the charity represents, what our media partners represent. You are on brand. You are. I'm honored to be able to say he represents the festival. He represents our partners, our community sponsors, our friends, or Girl Scouts and things like that. And I'm so thankful that they let us come on and just kind of ramble until I could figure out how to say those words. But I'm so honored that they let us do it on this podcast because I've never done that before. I usually pick up the phone and call. Like,
Thank you.
By the way.
Thank you so much. I'm trying not to lose my man card here, man. I'm telling you, wow, that's
amazing.
It's hard to keep me not having anything to say, as we all know.
Yeah, he never.
I was born an MC and just never got over it, man. So I want to thank everybody that agreed with your suggestion. I thank you so much for this, man. I really, really, really don't know what to say except, man, I am honored. And I told Karie the very first year that we did it, and that we'll be back next year, and that I really love being a part of it, and that it was, it definitely was not what I expected, and I don't even really know what was expected. And to be all these years later and still to be a part of it, like I said, I can't go downtown Elizabethtown without thinking of the first Via. That's what I think of the very first thing when I see the place. And me, I can't stay where I'm supposed to. I was living in Louisville. We finally got Via up there, and I moved past Elizabethtown. So when I have to tell you, I felt a little sad too when I saw the floods and everything over where they were, and I was thinking about the Via event and everything else, and where we hold it, and seeing the bridge just ending into water down there, and I was like, hopefully that all that rain has happened at once, and it will just leave us alone for the next 10 years or however long it goes on. But now you just put all this pressure on me. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, for real. I didn't put any pressure on you.
I worry about it so much that it takes me like 3 or 2 days or 4 hours before I start
You show up and you're like, meh. No, it was so that Aaron and Doc, I was emailing them and I was like, you cannot tell anybody. And then like Tanya was like, Karie doesn't know, does she? And I was like, I hope nobody said anything to Karie.
No, I just saw at the office like the day before yesterday. I saw her.
Oh yeah, we've been keeping it a secret for like a month.
And it's really cool.
From me, I keep them from myself. It's one of my favorite names to set something down and just walk away from it. And see if I can
I didn't even tell Jack and Aaron what name. I was like, I just want to, I want to announce the featured artist on your show. And then it was like 4 emails later. I'm like, by the way, it's Jeff Walker.
Man, yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys coming down and and all the interviews and stuff that you've done throughout last year and until this year. And and I don't know what to say, Dusty. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too.
That's so cool. And
so there you go.
we're just thankful to be able to be a part of it anyways. It was, like Dusty said, the first email just said, I want to announce the featured artist. And we're like, okay, this will be fun. This will be new. And then as soon as she told us who it was, we were like, oh yeah,
excited.
Definitely. Like that makes so much sense. And after talking
so much,
and he
course,
called me earlier today and he's like, because there's like time difference. So he's an hour behind us. And he's like, so I said, no, it's at 7. He goes, so that's 6 my time. I'm like, yeah, we're good. And I said, Dusty's going to be on there too. He's like, Dusty's going to be there. I'm like, yeah, Dusty's going to be there too. So he was excited that you were going to be on here too. But we never had any idea that was going to go on. So amazing.
I was like, Dusty's going to be on there. I won't have to say anything.
No, I can talk about Via until I run out. I don't know if I'll ever run out of air, but no.
Oh wow! So are they going to give me any money or anything?
No, it's a charity event. You'll get an even bigger spot and a lot more pressure. You don't get to be down by the water. You have to be up front.
No, we can't be by the water. We got to be up front.
I was doing the old Grinch. The child mentioned the check. That's what we should do. We should do instead of doing Halloween this time, we should do the Grinch. Everybody knows the Grinch. We should do the
You're the
Grinch.
featured artist. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
I just can't wait for like I'll be presumptuous, like 5 years from now, and Jack and Aaron have inside jokes and inside stories. Remember that time?
No doubt.
You'll get there too. You will get there. Believe me. There's so many Via stories that we have. Remember that time, like the whole entire chalk dam was underwater?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. So the one year,
that was horrible.
We're coming off COVID. This is one you haven't heard. We're coming off COVID. It was 2021. We were at the waterfront and we were like, this is great. It's going to be fabulous. It's the first year Girl Scouts is doing the event. The other charity was like, no, thank you. We're no longer doing it. And I was like, Girl Scouts is doing it. We've got tons. It's going to be fabulous. And we show up. There is 14,000 feet of mud.
Oh,
everything. I was mud past my knees. I got Justin's golf cart stuck in mud and he had to go out. I remember like pulling the golf cart out and I hit the brakes and all the mud went up and Justin looked like a mud monster. Like this was our very first impression with Girl Scouts. Justin's caked in mud, the art tent's underwater. Like, I was like, okay, I'm done. This is gonna be my
last. Interesting. And I swear, it'll be 70 degrees the weekend before Via. And then when Via comes around, it's 40 degrees and the wind is blowing 30 miles an hour. Always. Always cold. It's always cold and always windy.
Yeah, I basically wear a suitcase of clothes. That way I can just downsize them as the day goes on. Or if it reverses, put them back on. I have clothes all over our square up there.
Yeah, we're messy, so we gotta like make sure we're spoiled with being on the waterfront because we have all that extra space and we can just
you have an entire lawn behind you.
We're a mess. We are now. That's why we always probably are on the waterfront because we're a mess. We got crap everywhere. We're just everywhere. So I guess we'll actually have to like kind of like reel it in this year and not have stuff everywhere.
Hey, I'm the featured artist. We're going to be messier than ever.
Exactly.
You're the first painting when people walk in. You have all that space before the road, and then you have the field behind you. And you have you have the bar right across from you, and Spinelli's.
That's true.
Them, right not too far. And
there you go.
Yeah, that's going to be different. I hadn't even thought about
bar and Spinelli's. We're good.
Wow. I got some bragging to do later on.
That's right.
Absolutely. And it's so cool.
I told you I'd be somebody.
Mama, I made it.
Mama, I made it.
Oh, that's
actually, I'll go in and tell Dad here. Our dad lives with me, so I'll go in and tell him here in a few minutes. So
you'll have a 3-word response. Oh, that's nice.
You can't hear me anyway. I'll have to
Who?
Oh man. Well, that's so fun.
187 days. Are you guys ready?
Better than our dad.
187 days. I got 186 days to make up my mind what we're going to do.
And probably still just show up.
Do you know what we're going to do? Nah. I'll show up tomorrow with something.
You guys got a big splash.
But last year, wait a minute. Last year, you were there before me.
Yes.
We're usually the last people to arrive.
Yeah, but he had to set up. It's nice when he's a vendor. He's got to get there early.
Yeah. That's right. He had to get there early. But usually, I've had actually Dusty like text me like, "Are you guys coming yet? We're on our way. We'll be." Be there.
I mean, left yet.
I almost made her wreck. She was driving in the car to get there. And she's, "Where are you?" "I'm there." She's like, "Oh my."
Yeah, because that was just one day, and we were supposed to be there like by 9, but we would roll in like 10:30. We were
fashionably late.
Fashionably
late.
We've gotten better.
Progress.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm just in my golf cart.
So now you're feature artist. We actually have to get there on time this year.
I'll come in my pajamas.
You come with a cape, won't you?
Festival opens at 10 o'clock. You're going to be on the news. You're used to that. You know.
We're used to that. Oh, so now we're going to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. They're going to interview you because you're the featured artist.
Oh,
yeah, sorry in advance.
So now there is no question. You have to show up for the 5 o'clock thing.
Which means you got to get up at, I guess, 3 your time.
Well, he usually will come into town and because his kids live here, so he can stay with his kids and
Makes
then
sense.
come in from there. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Not me. I will drag myself out of bed at 4:30 and be at the office at 5. Looking like this.
I am
we have no idea what any of the media looks like 187 days out. I will say that I can tell you where you'll be. You know, like I can tell you your spot. You'll have a sign. You and I will get together in the next couple of weeks. I've got to get some information from you.
Okay.
You know, and the year it's the very beginning of the year. What's the beginning of the year? I started planning this year, last year, but it's the beginning of our Via season. And so, you know, we've got a couple of months to get it together and I'm so excited. Like I can't even tell you how excited I am to be able to do this and say this.
You know, I got bragging rights in the office now. Yes,
you do.
My brother's a featured artist.
Yes. And it was really cool. You could tell how excited you were just in the emails. Like as soon as you actually
like every year, way back when I first took it over, I got to pick them and I didn't have to answer to anybody. Like I was like, I'm picking them, and it was never like I'm picking my friend because they're my friend. It was there was always very valid reasons for the people that were chosen to be the featured artists over the years. Like, and now there's like a whole committee, and then it's got to clear the CEO, and then it's got to, this person has to say yes, and that person says this. I sent it to people who have never been to Via because they live, across the country. And I sent a body of Jeff's chalk art and then just a little blurb. And they said yes.
Awesome.
And that's amazing to me.
Yeah, it is amazing. I'm blown away. I'm seriously blown away.
I love that they lean in and they're like, I get to pick you. And I love it. I love my committees. I love that I love that it's not just me. Right? Because I don't want to be in charge of that. I love that there's lots of people who make that decision.
Yeah, but it's amazing that not only you saw it, but other people saw it as well. So that's what's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, Dusty. I really don't. I am honored, and I just don't know how to thank you. And
no, you don't have to thank me.
Being
you
a
keep
part
coming
of this
out
so much. I mean,
I think 11 years plus of participating speaks for itself. Showing up year after year, just making art that is going to wash away. That's amazing to be involved for so long. So it definitely seems well deserved from our new eyes. Only knowing about it for a year, but it's awesome. Congratulations again.
Your family now.
I can tell it's exciting. Jack almost said something.
He almost said something.
We were talking about
that.
One guy talks, but the other guy never says anything. But at Via, the other guy was talking a lot.
Poor Jack.
Yeah, I couldn't remember you guys' names and save my life. And I told Karie, I was like, yeah, I said the one guy talks all the time on the show. And I was like, but when I got to see him, it was the opposite way around. The other guy was talking. So I'm sorry. At the time I couldn't remember you guys' names.
Oh, I'm horrible with names, so it's totally understandable. We have trade-offs. We complement each other well when it matters. So
teamwork.
I've watched some of your other shows where he takes more of the lead. I got to give somebody something, man.
Absolutely.
Toss it out there.
Oh, it's so cool. Awesome.
Via family's a little dysfunctional, whatever.
We still love each other.
Well.
Dysfunctional, but love each other. It's all right.
No, it's fabulous. I'm so excited. Yeah, we have some new things coming up this year. So I'm sure I'll be emailing you like, hey, I got another thing.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm just so excited. I think that I'm excited to see the second year for you guys. I'm excited to see your year as featured artist, and I'm excited. Karie, I have a surprise for Karie too, because she's kind of a quasi, you know, featured artist assistant. So that's coming.
Exactly.
Wrapping my brain around it, you know, and I think that it'll be a good year, right? Like it's everybody's been through a lot in the last couple of years. Everybody has their own challenges and their own battles, right? And we get to kind of like put that aside for a day and just celebrate art and everything that is Girl Scouts and pizza and, you know, bubbles and all the things. And so I know Justin and I are knee deep. We have a couple new people on our team, which is so exciting. Like we've kind of, you know, brought in new people to do great things. And I'm like, hey, new person, I'm sorry in advance, but you know, like here it is. But yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, obviously none of this would have been possible if Karie wouldn't have drugged me out, because she literally drugged me out. You know, I was like, man, you know, my weekends, you know, come on, I'm gonna go do this chalk thing. I don't know anything about doing chalk. And she's like, well, it's for Destiny. I said, well, you know, okay, we'll do this. And so I can't thank you enough, sis, for everything that she's done. It would not have been possible without her. There's just no way.
Well,
As you see, we're always finishing up at the end, and it's not because, you know, any lack of planning or anything, that even though that's part of it, it's, you know, we try to take a lot.
Well, as soon as Dusty found out I knew someone that was an artist, she started on me in 2010, and it took
I started stalking her
to get you out there. So we did it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the reality. Way back when. It was growing and it needed love, and you showed up and you took care of it, and you show up every year and you make kids smile and you make adults smile, and you never say no. And I'm like, hey, by the way, can you do this for me? You know, and I think that's the side of Via people don't get to see very often, right? And so you kind of exemplify that, and it's a side of the festival that, unless you hear me talk about it ad nauseum, you don't get to experience. You don't get to experience the highs and the lows and the literal people that built it from the ground up. Like everybody's always thanking me. I just am like, I put it all together. If people didn't show up, I wouldn't have it to put together. If Girl Scouts didn't step up in 21, we probably wouldn't be having these conversations. If Girl Scouts troops and leaders and volunteers didn't show up, if the podcast didn't say, well, who's this crazy girl emailing them last year, we would not be here. And so everybody plays a role in making this event successful year after year. And you have been an intricate part of that since I took it over. I was still an artist when I started talking to Karie about it in 2010, and in 2012 or 2013 when you showed up, that was my first year, and I was like begging people to show up. I was like, I don't know you, just here's chalk. Like, I don't care, put something on the ground.
It's your personality that makes people want to do this year after year. Like if it hadn't been like your personality, we may not have done it year after year, but it's like we're doing this for Dusty because she's this amazing person, and you know, you're that sparkle, that unicorn that everybody wants to kind of be around, because you make everybody feel good about what they're doing and what they're presenting. So without you, it wouldn't be Via Colori. It wouldn't be that amazing event that people want to come to. We love doing Via Colori, but we love doing it because of you and what you present and the person that you are and how you give to everybody and do give back to the community. I mean, you do basset hounds, you do foster children, you've done so many things in the past, and that makes us want to give back not only to the community but to you as well, because you present this amazing festival that has all these artists that are out there, and they come together for 2 days, and it's amazing to be a part of that, but it's also amazing to be part of something that you're presenting to us. So it's not just that, it's because of you that makes Via Colori what it is.
You're the apple tree. We're just the other apple tree.
Oh my God.
Nobody's going to understand that when this podcast, and you need to leave it in, and people need to be like, I don't understand that. And now we have an inside joke.
We're the apple tree. We're sure.
I want to write a song called Apple Tree, and nobody's going to know what it's about, but it's going to be about you guys.
But the people on this call are going to know exactly what it's about.
There's our first inside joke.
Got our first inside joke.
lot of laughter and tears in this one, man.
A lot.
Well, I think that's what makes Via special from our perspective. Like, it's seeing the love that everybody pours into it for the event, but for each other as well. I think it wouldn't be what it is without that community, that family aspect. You know, anybody can go to an art gallery and check out paintings hanging on a wall, but it takes a village, and it takes people being willing to sit on concrete for 2 days and, you know, crawl on your hands and knees with chalk. And, you know, it takes somebody being willing to plan the whole thing and make sure that there's enough going on there. It takes, you know, just people showing up to see it. You know, but the chances that are being given to everybody, from artists to spectators, you know, Annabelle loves it because it encourages her to express herself through whatever art, just doing the best that she can. And you know, it's empowering for everybody involved, and I think that's what makes it. And again, you can just see the outpouring of love from everybody involved, and it's really cool to see it from this side. I think it's awesome.
Aw, thank you. That is so cool.
I have to show Jesse something.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
So Dusty made this for me back in 2010.
I don't even know.
Paper gallery. I've had it ever since. Isn't it creepy?
People don't know I make scary dolls, and I've made scary dolls for a really long time, and there are lots. And there will be scary dolls at Via this year because somebody talked me into running an event and having a vending booth at the same time.
As soon as I said Dusty made scary dolls, I was like,
that's so cool.
Scary dolls to bubbles, man. We got it all.
Exactly.
Yeah, bubbles and scary dolls. That's all you need.
And pizza.
And pizza. Yeah.
Beer, liquor. I don't know. We need all that.
Yeah. And that really, the attention to detail, just going there, like making sure that there is something for everybody it's so cool. I think that really plays a big part because a whole family of 10 people could walk in. Yeah. No matter your interest, there's something there. Annabelle loved those cookies last year.
Yeah, it's what your interest is. And then it's also a free space. Like, you don't have to, feel like you can't go out there and dress like a stormtrooper or Deadpool or that dancing pirate that was dancing with the pickle the year that I got the video. That was weird. But yeah, I mean, it's like you go out there and the one woman that is, I have to say this again, that she does Wonder Woman each year. Damn. That's amazing. She doesn't gain a pound every year. I don't know how she does it. And then
it's April.
Huh?
It's April.
Is it?
It's artist coordinators. That's April who does
you guys just out Wonder Woman's secret identity. It's their nice.
It's like she's always there in the chalk tin, dressed as Wonder Woman. And every year I'm like, how did you not gain any weight since last year?
She's a runner.
And then you have the people that just show up as stormtroopers and
oh yeah, I love those guys.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like people, this is their safe space. They can come dressed and do anything they want for 2 days, and everybody loves it, and it's so accepting. And that's what I think is one of the best things. It's a very accepting environment. Do what you want. We're all going to love it.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many people that have wandered into the place and just like, does this happen, every year? What is this? I mean, people just wander into this event. I mean, you just don't have that normally down there. It's people just like come into something and they haven't heard about it before. And they always stay around. And you see them, they'll walk around. They're like, we walked around for like an hour, and I'm like, there is
hashtag the event you've never heard of. I can't believe there are people still out there. I don't know. We'll figure it out one day.
But that you can't get everybody. And how many people do we get out that have been out of town? We had people from
we had 17 last year.
It's like, is this like you do this all the time? And I'm like, once a year.
I met a family last year. They use Via and have for a couple of years as their family reunion. And they all fly in from all over the country to come to the festival to hang out with each other because it's so diverse and they have so much fun. But we had, I think it was something crazy, like 17 different people from 17 different states. I mean, as far away. One of our artists is from Nevada. We have an artist from Maine. And these, just the attendees, the little clicky things the little QR codes I had everywhere. It was fabulous to see all the zip codes of all the states and finally really kind of get that image. But it was so cool to hear that guy tell me, my mom comes in from New York, or my sister comes in from Georgia, and my other friend comes in from Minnesota. And I'm like, I kind of want to be part of your family.
You're part of the reunion.
We are, so it's cool. Like that's just another it's like an onion. It's another layer of just really awesome stuff. I can't wait. I'm excited.
And just the whole
days.
87.
Just the whole nature of how it's set up. People are just going to the waterfront just to walk or whatever. They're just down there because they chose to go to the waterfront that day. And then there's this fence around everything, but it says free event. So that automatically makes you wonder, it's like, oh, well, let's see what this is all about. And
it's man behind the curtain.
It's about everything.
Last year, I learned some things. I learned some things every year. I learned fencing around an event might be a little off-putting for the general public. So we're gonna change how we do our fencing. It's still free. It's gonna be free. We've got some new vendors already signed up. All of our food is sold out already. That's always exciting. So we're gonna have barbecue, Spinelli's, Thai, Mexican, and hurricanes with our fabulous hot dog things and snow cone things. So awesome. And West Six will be back, and Crowler knows our bar.
And they were one of our sponsors one year.
Yep. And I've picked which artist you guys are getting. Can't be the featured artist. Can't have Joel this year. I have to switch you up every year. But I already know this artist totally signed up. I hope they show up. And I was like, I know who's going to sponsor this artist. Because they have to send me like samples of their work and like all kinds of stuff. So I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, too.
Oh, no. Now we have 187 days of wondering.
I know you hate surprises, but I had to throw it in there. I had to, when I started this week you can go to Via Colori and start to see all of our artists now and our vendors. Our entertainment's going to start to get populated probably in May. Like our things to do page, I'm building those out now. They should be up in the next couple of weeks. But just to like go to the street painting page and like scroll down all the artists, It's April 13th. Like that was usually me in like September. Like I gotta go, like, see if I can find more artists. It's April. So I'm so excited.
That's very exciting.
I actually went and looked at it the other day and saw it. It is quite filled out. It's shaping up to be a good year. I mean, what else can you say?
We're getting there, little bit at a time. I'm excited. I don't know that there's going to be any marching bands or Godzillas, but I don't know. Somebody could call me tomorrow.
There will be a TARDIS, I imagine.
The TARDIS is going to be there. Supposedly, so we debrief after the festival and we kind of go over what we need to change and all that. And so it was Justin and I and Tanya, and we kind of went through all this stuff. And then I talked to April, and Justin and I are supposed to be fixing the TARDIS this summer. So we'll see if Justin and I actually fix the TARDIS this summer. Justin's getting married this weekend, by the way. So nice. I get to, say all kinds of stuff. But yes, hopefully the TARDIS will be there. I actually may have a second surprise in that vein coming, but I'm working on it, and that takes a little time. But yeah, the TARDIS took a beating last year. We had it ratchet strapped from the inside. Just to keep it standing. Duct tape, bubble gum, and like, please just don't fall down on anybody.
Hopes and prayers.
Is that the same TARDIS from Elizabethtown?
Yeah, the one somebody randomly just showed up and gave me. Yeah. It wasn't random. Like the entire woodworking department of ECTC's college was like, we'll build you a TARDIS. Like, yes.
Okay.
Fabulous.
So cool.
Thank you guys. Thanks for doing this for me, and congratulations.
Of course.
Steph.
Thank you guys. Thank everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Won't let you down.
Oh, we know that.
I won't let him let you down.
Sound like
your true little sister, right? Yeah.
Oh, no, it's so fun. We're so humbled, honestly, ourselves, just being a part of it and get on here and talk about it and be able to help make the surprise come to, I guess, instead of just a random phone call saying, hey, you've been selected. It was really cool.
This was amazing, you guys, because we were very excited that we were going to get to talk to you guys again. So we were talking about earlier when we talked on the phone. So yeah.
Nice.
So cool. Oh yeah, well, we're looking forward to it. 187 more days. I'm sure we'll be talking more about it in the coming weeks, and can't wait. I can't wait to see what's new, and it's going to be a different experience, I'm sure, than it was last year.
Yeah, we're remapping the whole thing, by the way.
Oh,
just to let you know, Justin and I. But that'll be new for 2025. You don't know where things are going to be because I've changed a bunch of stuff already. He's already ready to fire me. But yeah, so make sure you spread the word. And
absolutely.
It's viacolorikentucky.com. Sign up if you want to be an artist. If Annabelle wants to be an artist, sign her up to be an artist. She owes me a hug, by the way. My boss has not let me live that one down. I'll have you know.
Yeah. Yep. That was funny. Because that was the first thing Tanya said was, oh, I'm telling Dusty she gave me a hug.
She did. And then she's like, Dusty, watch this. And then Annabelle came running and hugged her. And I was rude. No, it's fine. But if she wants to be an artist, sign up. Our street painting spots will go fast. Our vendor spots are starting to fill up. We still need volunteers. And if you happen to want to bring a Basset Hound, Godzilla, marching band, and you need to get a hold, just reach out and we'll have a conversation.
Awesome. We can't wait. It's going to be fun. And it's crazy to think it's only 187 days. I know we've said it a lot, but it's crazy to think that it's coming up that fast again.
Yes.
I guess with that, all the links for everything will also be in the description of whatever we post out. And yeah, we'll see everybody soon. Congratulations again Jeff.
Yes.
It's really awesome.
you.
It was
Thank you,
awesome to
Dusty.
be a part of this, and
So excited.
it was so good to see just the shared love from everybody involved right here. That was really cool.
Oh, we love you too, though. You're family.
We appreciate that, but just the
You're in the inner
history.
circle now, so just live with it.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's my fault. Email. Should have warned you.
We're here for it. We love it. It's been
Awesome.
fun, and it's fun to be a part of it. And so, thank you for everything. Thank you for including us, and thank you. And we will be in touch. And congratulations again.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Take care, y'all.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Interest of the greater good for me to smoke a joint and calm down.
I am the greatest. He'll fall an 8 to prove that I'm great. And if he keeps talking jive, I'm going to cut it to 5.